The Ravenswood Ripper. The small town of Ravenswood was known for its peaceful streets, friendly neighbors, and picturesque homes. But all of that changed when a string of gruesome murders began to rock the community. The killer, known only as the Ravenswood Ripper, seemed to strike at random, leaving no pattern or motive behind the killings. Detective Jameson was put in charge of the case, and he quickly realized that they were dealing with a ruthless and highly intelligent serial killer. The Ripper's victims were all found with their throats brutally slashed, and the crime scenes were meticulously cleaned, leaving no evidence behind. As the death toll rose, the residents of Ravenswood began to live in fear. The once bustling streets were now deserted, and people locked themselves indoors at night. But the Ripper was always one step ahead of the police, and it seemed that he would never be caught. That was until one night, when a young woman named Sarah was attacked in her home. She managed to survive the attack and provided the police with a detailed description of the Ripper. Her testimony led the police to a local man named Jack, who had a history of mental illness and a penchant for violence. Jack was arrested and put on trial, but he maintained his innocence throughout the proceedings. Despite a lack of concrete evidence linking him to the murders, he was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. But the killings did not stop. The Ripper continued to strike, and the police were left with no choice but to consider the possibility that they had the wrong man. Years went by, and the case grew cold. But Jameson never forgot about the Ravenswood Ripper. He devoted his entire career to trying to solve the case, and eventually, he retired to a small cabin in the woods, consumed by his obsession. One night, as a storm raged outside, Jameson heard a knock at the door. He opened it to find a figure dressed in black, with a hood covering their face. The figure spoke in a low, menacing voice, "I am the Ravenswood Ripper, and I have come to claim my next victim." And with that, the figure lunged at Jameson, revealing a glint of a blade in the darkness. Jameson fought for his life, but the Ripper was too strong. And as the blade sliced through his throat, Jameson realized that the Ripper had been among them all along, watching and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. From that day on, the people of Ravenswood never spoke of the Ripper again. But they all knew the truth, that the monster still roamed the streets, waiting for its next victim. And they lived in fear, wondering who would be next to fall prey to the Ravenswood Ripper.